All right, class, the last section we're doing is exponential models from data. So the first thing that we give you is some data to do that. So here we have a data table that represents ethanol production in billions of gallons. That's key because you always need to know your units. In the United States from 2000 to 2009. Now it says build an exponential model from the data using x equals 0 to represent year 2000. So before I do anything else, I'm going to just write these up here so I know that these are the numbers I'm putting in to my table. Okay, so I just wrote x equals 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on top for the year. Alright, so for part A, I have some directions. So you guys can pause the screen and write this down, but basically this tells you how to go to your, and this is for TI's calculators. You hit the stat button and then hit enter on edit. And then in the L1 list, you put your X values. The L2 list, you put your Y values. Then to get the regression, since it says an exponential model, we want exponential regression right here. You go stat, you move over to calculate, and then you scroll down to where it says EXPREG. Okay, so let's do that. Again, if you are not there yet, pause the screen to write this stuff down. I'm going to the calculator right now. So again, what I was talking about is you hit the stat button, which is right next to the left arrow, and then you hit enter on edit. And then this is where you're going to put your data in. I already have my data put in because you guys don't want to see me typing in data for a minute or two on the video. That'd probably be boring. So take a second, pause the video again, and make sure your data is typed in. Now, if you do not have L1, or you lose it or you delete it, remember to clear a list, you go up to L1 and you hit clear enter, not delete. If you end up deleting your list, you have to go to stat and then hit number 5 and then hit enter and it'll bring it back, okay? So again, if you lose your list, go to stat and then hit setup editor and then hit enter again. Anyway, your data should be, in like that. So I'm going to proceed now. I hit second mode just to get to the home screen. And then remember we want stat calculate, which means move over 1. And I don't see EXPREG on here yet, so I'm going to keep scrolling. And sure enough, it is number 0 right after the logarithmic regression. So exponential regression, I hit enter. I don't need to do anything here except for go down to calculate and hit enter. We're not going to store it or anything. If you have an older calculator, you can just hit enter. You don't have to go down to calculate. And we get this. We get y equals a times b to the x is the model that they give us. So first of all, you have to note that this is going to give you something y equals a times b to the x. So here it tells us what a and b are. I'm going to round to 3 decimals. So I get 1.439. So I get y is equal to 1.439 times, and then the other one was 1.244 to the x. So that is my answer to part A. However, we like to convert the function into the exponential function, as in we get it into the e to the kt form. To do that, we need to turn this number into e to some other number. So what that means is we're going to set those two things equal. I want to know what k is so that I get 1.244 when I raise it e to that number. So we natural log both sides. This cancels. So we get k is equal to the natural log of 1.244, which is approximately 0.218. So I have k. So now I can rewrite my model. My model that they want to write it like this is the number in terms of years is equal to the initial amount which we have from our, this is still the a value from the calculator, so it would be 1.439. Then we have e to the 0.218. Again, e to the 0.218 should equal 1.244. I mean, it might not be exact because we've been rounding, but that's basically what we did, and then times t. So we turn this into an exponential function, which helps us because k gives us the rate. So this is saying that there is a 21.8% growth in production of ethanol per year. Okay? So, next we're going to look at the model to predict the amount of ethanol produced in the year 2018. Remember, we want that to just be 18 because we changed our years to 0 starting at 2000. So all you have to do is, we know t is 18, so we find n of 18. So we put that in, e to the 0.218 times 18, and we get that it's approximately 72.817. And here's where units are important. It's billion gallons, not just gallons. If you wrote gallons, you'd be way off. Billion gallons. 72.817 billion gallons. So that's how you do a regression in your calculator. So when you want an exponential, we look for exp like we did in this problem. On your homework, there's also going to be a logarithmic one that we want. To do that, you look for just ln reg. And that's going to be in the form of y is equal to a plus b natural log of x. So the calculator will give you a and b for that one once you have your data. Okay, so you guys should be kind of familiar with typing data in your calculator. So now this is how you do it with the exponential. You will need to, for the test, know how to convert from the a, b to the x form to the e to the kt form. So this step letter B is very important. If you have questions on that, please ask me in class. And then we are done for the unit.